Let's say you're about to enter a pageant and you have a tattoo or maybe a few. Do you cover them up? Why or why not? Well, this video is all about why you shouldn't cover those tattoos and some new ways to think about how to use that trait to your advantage. I personally do not have a tattoo myself, at least not yet. But I have judged many different systems, several different pageants, and I have seen contestants who do have tattoos and many of whom do not. So I think I'm equipped to give you my 2 cents here. First of all, it's 2019, and tattoos are becoming more and more socially acceptable. In fact, 40% of Americans between the ages of 18 and 29 have at least one tattoo. And tattoos also have been a part of human history for as long as we've been walking on Earth. Take the Ice Maiden, for example. She's a 2,500-year-old mummy preserved under the ice in Siberia, and they found these awesome tattoos that they've recreated to look very much like something a modern woman would have. So this is human. This is something that you shouldn't be ashamed of and is just a part of our culture. Tattoos are also a great conversation starter. In fact, whenever I see someone with a visible tattoo, I tend to get very curious about the story behind the tattoo, why they got it, and how it represents them. This can be an opportunity to actually show off to the judges an aspect about yourself that otherwise would be difficult to weave into an interview. The thing is, tattoos are a form of self-expression, and people are kind of funny. We decide what we think is cool and okay, and sometimes it doesn't make any sense. For instance, piercings, right? Earrings, totally fine, but lips or eyebrows or nose or other parts of your body, somehow that's a little out of our comfort zone. Even though at its core, ear piercings are the same as any other part of your body. It's kind of like how humans have decided that eating certain animals are okay. Some animals are appropriate to eat and others are just not. People are funny. And if you can articulate why you chose your tattoo, it can actually deepen the judge's understanding of who you are. It's a great opportunity to sneak in a story, a personal anecdote, and most importantly, to make yourself memorable. A good reason not to cover your tattoo is that it's your opportunity to tell the judges a story that's going to let them connect with you. If it means something to you, say a tattoo with an inscription or even a Bible verse or a photo of someone you love, those are all things that make you very relatable as a person. The easiest way to win a pageant is to connect with the judges and have them wanting to talk to you more, having them find you interesting and establishing a real connection. So a tattoo is just a great way to potentially bridge that gap and to talk about something that you're genuinely passionate about and that makes your eyes light up. Find a way to work your tattoo and the decision to get it into your interview, especially if the tattoo really means something to you. A conversation starter is a conversation starter. And if a tattoo really allows you to bring something to the table, shares some of your values or your experiences, even your memories, that is going to be a way to connect with the judges giving you that score and allow them to think about that and that moment when they see that tattoo on stage again. Talking about it in your interview is absolutely your decision. It's nothing that I personally would ever hold against a contestant, as long as the tattoo is tasteful, but I'm a very subjective perspective. I'm just one person. I'm oftentimes sharing that panel with 5, 6, maybe 7 other people who have their own points of view. So even though I'm telling you that I frankly think tattoos are cool, I also am a total scaredy cat when it comes to needles and pain. So a part of me is always in awe of a person who can sit there and willingly subject herself to all of that, because kudos, props to you, because I would never do it. Deciding whether or not to hide or cover a tattoo really depends on how willing you are to have that tattoo be a conversation starter. If you do decide to flaunt it, make sure you have a story. Be able to share that and articulate that to the judges. Why it's important to you, what it means, and why you've decided to take that stance, not covering it up, because that is the unconventional decision. If you do decide to cover it up, then you would be doing what I'd say 90% of contestants do when they have tattoos. You're not alone. Miss Kansas 2013, flaunted her tattoos. She had a big one on her torso and one on her left shoulder blade. Miss Spain, a couple of years ago, also had a tattoo on her thigh, which was visible during swimsuit. So if you do decide to show your tattoo, you would be one of several who have already blazed that trail. Now, pageants are a very traditional activity, duh. But Miss America also got rid of their swimsuit competition in 2018, meaning that in 2019 and 2020, pageants have to expand their definition of beauty if they are going to remain relevant, relatable, and accessible to the modern woman. Honestly, 2019 is the time for contestants to go about expanding the definition of beauty. Remember, the judges and the contestants are a chicken and the egg dynamic. The contestants want to become and do what the judges want, but at the end of the day, the judges can only choose from the decisions made by those contestants. So it's not like the judges create the standard of beauty and make you conform to them. The judges are also working with what they've got. So as a contestant and as the masses out there, you also have that power to be able to change that narrative and to make tattoos acceptable. For instance, if a bunch of contestants all had tattoos, then the judges would start to realize, well, maybe my prior judgments of not liking tattoos is wrong. Because if all of the women are doing it now, suddenly it's normalized. Assuming you're still watching this video, there is a disclaimer, and that is there are some good reasons to cover it up. And I do just want to mention them quickly in case you are on that fence. If you have a tattoo that you are embarrassed by, it's a no-brainer. Cover that up, especially if you plan on getting it removed later anyway. Smaller tattoos are often easier to cover up, and if it gives you the peace of mind that you are conforming to existing standards, then just cover it up. This is your shot. You don't have to make a statement if you don't want to. If you know that the organization that's hosting the pageant is not tattoo friendly, then it might be smart. It might be strategic to actually play to that aesthetic and just cover up the tattoo. Plus, if a director says, would you please cover up that tattoo? It's also logical just to say, yeah, no problem, because then it means you're easy to work with. Being easy to work with goes really far in the pageant world. People like to work with title holders and women who are easy to work with. Scratch that. People in life like to work with people who are easy to work with. If you're competing in a pageant and there are a lot of anti-tattoo people, if you don't feel like fighting that battle, then don't. Just cover it up and don't give them any ammunition to say that you should not win or don't deserve to win when you do. At the end of the day, your attempt and your journey to that crown is your journey and yours alone. I don't want anyone watching this video to take my advice, end up showing off that tattoo, maybe not winning, and then wondering, if I had hidden that tattoo, would I have won? That's not a really good mental place to be. So take my advice with a grain of salt and make the decision that you are going to have that gives you the most amount of conviction and confidence. You have to do this your way. So my closing message is this. When you compete in a pageant, make whatever decision you're going to be able to live with. You have to make decisions assuming no regrets. This is your journey and yours alone. So have fun with it. Let me know if I can answer any more questions. If you like this video, please share it with someone who could use the message. Give it a like or subscribe for more videos. Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye.